I'm Zack.
And I'm the ZC Dad.
With a video today. So for today's video, we are going to be showing you guys how to make a real life Beyblade anime stadium. It's not going to be as big as in the anime, but it is going to we're going to show you how to make it look like one from it with red circles and blue lines. So
yeah. So I've been looking for things to get for this for a while, and I ended up going to Goodwill. I found a plate. It's probably about 18 inches wide. I'm looking for something that's about twice that size eventually, but I thought this would be really good to get us a start on this, and this might help you guys figure out how to make this. Of course, this is something that kids, you won't want to do on your own. It involves spray paint, a lot of kind of stuff like that. So this is something to help your parents out and helping you create your own custom Beyblade stadiums and some ideas. Of course, you can use anything that you find that's basically like a dish. We're looking for a big satellite dish. We've seen a lot of people that use that, but I'm going to show you guys what we found today and how to make it step by step. Very cheap, very cheap. Probably spent $20 total, and it's supplies I can use again except for the main plate. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll go through the list of stuff, and then we'll do time lapse of the entire thing being made.
yeah.
Okay, so you can see here all the stuff that I'm going to be using on this. I might use a few more things, but if I do, I'll let you know what they are. First off, you see the plate down here. Like I said, it's about an 18-inch plate. I was looking for a large, just semi-large plate, and I found it at Goodwill for $2. So there's $2 right in that. I got 2 cans of glossy spray paint. I want the bays to be able to fly in this stadium. We tested it out a little bit. The bays do fly out of this stadium because it's pretty small. So we're going to probably be using this as a ring out stadium if we want to see which one forces the other one out of the stadium. We might put some walls up on it later. We've got, so that's the red, that's black, and that's white. The black will be the main color of the stadium. White will be around hexagons. What we got also here is 2 bottles of acrylic paint, which are red and blue. We got some painter's tape. We got brushes. That will be for the blue and red lines that are in there. And finally, I found some hexagon stencils. These would be down like the scrapbooking aisle at Walmart is where I found them, or wherever you buy craft supplies. And that's going to be to make the cool design of in the stadium, hopefully. That'll be pretty cool. And there's the plate. So we're going to go ahead and set this up for time lapse and get this party started. One more thing, you can see I'm doing this on wood. We are going to be, this is going to be spray paint, so you want to make sure you're not ruining anything. So definitely have, I had some plywood laying around. You might use newspaper, you might use, I don't know, a tarp, whatever you can find. And because you're using spray paint, make sure it's outside. You can see we're outside of our house. And I'm going to be wearing this mask, and I'm going to send Zack inside while I spray paint so that he doesn't get any fumes in. All right, see you guys on the other side.
stadium is really good, right?
Yeah, so we got the stadium done. Did want to go over a few things if anybody was following along at home with things that we learned in here. The spray paint with the hexagons, I'll go ahead and bring those up. These hexagons here, they were a stencil, and we thought they were going to work pretty well. The problem is that, I don't know if you can see this, but I'll try to hold it up. When you try to lay it down flat, because it's a flat paper and this is a round surface, when I tried to spray, you could probably see that the lines did not separate most of the lines out there. So that didn't work. Hopefully there's another way we can do that. It's really, really hard. And these were pretty small hexagons too. So maybe we can find a larger hexagon stencil, maybe map it out. But we just decided to go with the classic black, red, and blue pattern. We did have some bubbling happen in here. And that bubbling happened, I think, probably because we let it dry out in the sun. Maybe it dried too quickly. Maybe it was too thick. I put too many coats on there. I know it definitely bubbled over where we had tried to do the hexagons.
Yeah.
I also tried to put the hexagon in, then dip it on here. That didn't work as well. So hopefully you can figure that out. But we still thought it turned out really, really cool.
Yeah, and the purpose of the stadium, they have it in the anime, it has that same red and blue lines. But you can tell between the three types, defense, stamina, and attack. Well, you can't really tell balance in this. But if you have a beta, it's a defense type, it would probably go for the middle, just right in the middle. Stamina would go between the middle and this inner red line here. Attack would go between the two red lines. So the stadium we did call the ring out stadium because there's no like barrier. We'll probably get one, but until then it'll be called the ring out stadium because they'll probably fly out mostly. Right?
We'll see when we test it out. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we are going.
With that last thing I put on there is I did put a protector sealant on there. And so this is the sealant. This is the last thing I put on. We were worried a little bit about the paint maybe coming off and getting on the tips of the blades, but that does not seem to be happening once I put this gloss on. The bubbles do tend to flake off a little bit. So if that happens, it's super easy to just take a black Sharpie and go over those areas. We're really happy with how it turned out. It's our first attempt. We're going to make more stadiums. We'll put more of them on here. In fact, our next one is going to be called the Battle Royale Stadium, and it's another plate type thing I found at Goodwill. But this one has edges, but the reason we call it Battle Royale is because it does not curve into the center. So it's going to be good for putting lots of Beyblades in and having them go against each other because nothing's going to go towards the center. But the cool thing we're going to do with this one is we're going to paint it white first, and then we're going to make it glow in the dark. So stay tuned for that.
Okay, so that anime stadium is ready. So now we are going to do the battles on it to test it out. So we are going to do battles with all three different types of the Beyblades. We've got Switch Strike, Slingshot, and the Hypersphere. We're going to do battles first to three in our new anime stadium. So, got my dad here, of course. So, our first Beyblades are going to be me with Hades H3 versus the ZC Dad with Strike Valkyrie V3. For Switch Strike, let's go. Let it rip. Stadium is epic. Wow, I really love it. We will win this.
Ooh, a burst.
Hades with a burst. We did use paint on this, no tape. I know lots of people use tape.
Interesting. I thought there might be a ring out.
Yeah, me too. Let it go, Hades.
Oh no, maybe there's not enough strength getting down there. It is kind of cool, even though we didn't mean to put those bubbles in. Bubbles? Ooh, another burst.
Yeah, it's sort of like a track stadium.
Yeah. So when it hits the bubbles, it gives it a little bit of a bounce
like,
and might slow it down a little bit. So that's kind of a neat obstacle in there. So that's 1-0 for Zack's bays.
Yeah. So next we're going to move on to Slingshot, I've got Emperor Fornius, F4, and Dad's got Breaker or Buster, Excalius, X4. Slingshot. I want to see if there's going to be a ring out if I go with Slingshot mode. Oh, it looks like there might be a ring out.
There's a ring out. There's our first ring out.
Ring out.
And look at Excalius, just take the center like he does in the show.
Actually, I don't think he does.
Oh, he doesn't?
He's an attack type. He goes with
is
his
he?
mega attack.
Oh,
That was strange, actually.
That tells you how
I'm
much
not
I
going with
know.
Slingshot anymore because of that ring out.
3, 2, 1, let it. Oh no. It's a fight for the center. You saw you got stuck a little bit over in that area.
Oh.
That was kind of cool. So
Yeah,
now it's 1-1.
First of 3. Oh, another ring out, but he's still spinning.
Yep. I did that on purpose too. As you see, I did an angled attack, so it went up and came back and hit him.
Okay,
That was
2-0
kinda
Excalius.
I learned that from watching the show with Zack.
They're almost done with the first season.
3, 2, 1. Oh.
Whoa.
That was awesome. So they both went out, but I'm pretty sure Excalius hit the other bay and then knocked it out of the stadium first.
Gotta find the pieces, man.
All right.
My tip is near you right there.
So that's a win that's a burst finish for Excalius. So Excalius wins that one. So it's Zack won and ZC Daddy won.
Okay, so it's me with 1 and the ZC Dad with 1. So now we're going with Hypersphere for our finals. Dad has got Union Achilles, A5. I've got Air Knight, K5. So
So some paint on my thumb from the stadium.
Go Air Knight. The base has gotten very big over the years, right?
Yeah, a lot bigger than they used to be. Which
Yeah,
one's
come
yours?
on.
Oh, Air Knight. Come on, Achilles. He's wobbling. He's
Air Knight's
wobbling.
even beat Brave Valkyrie before.
Ooh. 1-0.
Survivors. He's like the master of stand.
All right, Union. We're going to go for an attack this time.
Let it rip.
He's avoiding. Go in. Ooh.
He doesn't have the Union swords on. He's in speed mode. But if he does, he's in like ultra attack.
It's tough.
Ooh, Air Knight,
We're
Air
gonna
Knight,
have
Air Knight, Air Knight. Come on,
2-0 Air Knight. It's going to have to be a big comeback.
No health gone. Let it rip.
I tried. Oh, come on, knock him up.
Dude, that was a major attack.
I did
I'm not
nothing.
gonna let
I don't
you
think
in.
it did anything to him.
Go, Air Knight.
Oh, he's slowing down a little bit. Come on. I'm wobbling too, though.
Get caught in the tracks.
No.
Oh. Air Knight.
Air Knight wins barely.
Yeah,
That's a
so
3-0 for Air Knight.
2-1.
Zack
I guess.
wins.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy. High five.
High five. So, the stadium's pretty epic, right?
Yeah, it was really cool. I really liked the way it performed in those battles. That was awesome.
Yeah, so before we end our video, just want to say that our sparking launcher did break. Like, the spring won't go back. I mean, these things break easily. I've seen other YouTubers say that.
And that's your second one, too.
Yeah,
so.
we've got one before. So, actually, we are getting the unbranded one, even though it's not to Carrot Tommy, because it's very cheap.
Yeah, they have unbranded ones on Bays and Bricks and places like that. So we ordered one. We'll see how it works. Since this one breaks, we decided not to spend $20 on a new one. We're going to go with the $6 version and see if it's just as reliable.
Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like. So, you guys, it's time to do the outro.
All right.
So, don't forget to always let it rip.